What's going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video. And today, Tennessee Titans Tampa Bay Buccaneer joint practice just wrapped up. So we're going to go over a couple notes from Jim Wyatt's Twitter along with Teron Davenport's Twitter. Also going to review some clips from today. Got pretty chippy. I'll just say chippy. We'll get into that in a little bit, but you probably have seen from numerous, maybe some NFL news. I don't know. NFL. I saw a couple NFL Instagrams posting about it, but we'll get into the Antonio Brown incident with Chris Jackson in a minute. But let's go ahead and start off here. Not practicing for the Titans on Thursday in Tampa. Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Nate Davis, Ben Jones, Darrington Evans, Dan Cruikshank, Tucker McCann, Danico Autry, Matthias Farley, Jeff Swain, Marcus Johnson, and Brady Breeze. So those are the guys that you won't see today. Monty Rice is practicing today for the Titans after being helped off the field Wednesday, so that is a good sign. I really like Monty Rice along with the other rookies we have. Monty Rice and David Long are two guys you will see in the preseason. So, and I think those are two young studs. David Long especially. I think he's going to end up replacing Rashaan Evans eventually. So, I really like David Long. I like Monty Rice just as much, but I do think right now David Long is a much better player than Monty Rice. But Monty Rice has a ton of room to improve. Here is some offensive lineman work here. Let's see if I can name some of these guys for you. But I mean, this isn't really the stuff you guys want to see. Y'all want to see some the chippy stuff. I'm sure y'all want to see that. Someone captured the image. I'm not sure if it was Jim White or someone, but literally an image right as Antonio Brown was punching Chris Jackson. So let's get into it. Buccaneers wide receiver and Titans defensive back Chris Johnson involved in tussle in early period. And then Antonio Brown was actually kicked out of the practice. So, yeah, I have another stat that I'll mention here. I'll just go ahead and mention it. 5 total tussles, if you will, broke out today. So it got really chippy, really chippy today. So that game on Saturday will be pretty exciting, especially, how chippy it got on or today, but obviously those are the I mean it's Chris Jackson and Antonio Brown. So what I'm saying is I don't know if we'll see the guys that got a little chippy today in the game on Saturday, because it was most of the guys that we'll see play starters. Chris Jackson isn't a starter, but the other tussles were kind of like. I think it'll cover it, but if not, I'll try and remember to mention it at the end. Another tussle between the Titans and special team period. Things got a lot feistier today. Yes, indeed. Yet another scrap broken up between the Titans and Bucks. And now the biggest tussle of the day breaks out. Head coach Mike Vrabel gets in the middle to break things up. Large group of players with Buccaneers and Titans. No video of these because it's not a shooting period. We see Josh Reynolds action here. Little fade route. Looking pretty solid again. Josh Reynolds is going to be kind of like our Adam Humphries for this year, but he's going to be a lot taller, a lot stronger, and his build, he's just massive. So, like I said, Josh Reynolds is one of the guys that I am most excited about joining the Tennessee Titans this offseason, just because of the fact that I think he'll just fly under the radar. Obviously, the big-time names with Henry, Julio, AJ. Those guys will get mentioned. And I think Josh Reynolds, along with Anthony Ferguson, Jeff Swain, whoever will be playing tight end, I imagine it would be Ferguson. But, those guys are going to go under the radar because there's going to be defenses focusing up on Julio and AJ. And obviously, they're going to have to stop Derrick Henry first and then worry about Julio and AJ second. And then these guys are going to be unnoticed. So, I could see Josh Reynolds, Ferguson having sneaky good years. NWI, some nice catches here. Sean Murphy-Bunting there in coverage. And then we have here Fred Brown. Is this Murphy-Bunting again? Again, I want to see here if I can. I think he was. No. Murphy-Bunting is number 23. 24, I'm not sure who that is. Fitzpatrick. Say, we see a Des Fitzpatrick play, so that's a good sign there. It's pretty solid play, to be honest. Had to adjust to the ball. And then I really like that with Des Fitzpatrick right there. But obviously, we got to see some more of that more often, I should say. A little bit more consistent there. Here is Jeffrey Simmons on the feistiness in today's practice. Again, link will be down below if you guys want to watch any of this. Head coach Mike Vrabel said today's practice sucked, and I definitely agree. Yesterday was a great practice for the Tennessee Titans. Today got a lot more chippy, and it was just kind of sloppy. He also mentioned that he said, I'm sure there were some good things, but just not enough. Saffold talking about his 10 pounds he lost. Mike Vrabel, Tom Brady after practice there. We also have Josh Reynolds. I wish I could pull up the roster for the Bucs. I'd like to know who these guys in coverage are. There's Josh Reynolds there. I barely can remember all the Titans, so you know, I want to struggle with some of these Bucs guys. I might not even know any of them. But here's Fred Brown today. Pretty nice catch. Kind of underthrown. I don't know if the ball's supposed to be thrown there or not, but he adjusts to the ball, makes the catch. Good stuff. Fred Brown, another guy that's been playing pretty solid throughout training camp. Let's see here. Mason Kinsey gets open for the catch for Titans. For the Titans and one-on-ones against the Bucs there. Another guy that played very well last Friday. We'll see if he can keep that up this Saturday. Here's Mike Vrabel. This is the video where he said it sucked. The practice sucked. So you guys can go watch that if you guys want. And I think that's it. There is some observations, but we're just going to go over to Teron Davenport's Twitter. Also, wardrobe check. Titans will be decked out in white jerseys with navy blue breeches in Saturday night's preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yeah, that's going to do it for Jim White. Let's go over to Teron Davenport here. So Teron Davenport, let's see if we can scroll down here and see where it starts at. 6 hours ago. A little early practice today, actually. Alright, so Monty Rice is back on the field today. Actually, it doesn't start till... Alright, here we go. Tom Brady and son Jack playing catch for the game before practice. Jack is one of the Bucs ball boys. Okay, that's nice to know. Monty Rice just turned to me after stretching and said he's good. That's a positive after how he went down yesterday. Definitely a positive there. We kind of already touched on that already. No Marcus Johnson. That's why we really didn't see any Marcus Johnson clips because he wasn't there today. But no Marcus Johnson, A.J. Brown, Julio, Ben Jones, Nate Davis, Nico Autry, Dan Cruikshank, Matthias Farley, Jeff Swaim, and Brady Breeze. Those guys, like I said, we already mentioned them from Jim Wyatt. Tight ends, ball security there. Titans O-line here. Let's see if we got here. Kind of from afar, but you can still see him getting the work in. Alright, let's move on here. Titans D-line. Some watch the ball drills here. There's Tier Tart and Jeffrey Simmons right there. Alright, Anthony Ferguson working on his run blocking, which he does need to work on a little bit here. That's one thing that he definitely needs to improve. That's kind of one thing that we lost when Jonnu Smith went to New England, is we lost his dual threat ability where he can go out, catch a vertical route, catch a corner route, catch a full route, whatever you want from him. He's going to be able to go out there and catch it. If we want to run the ball at the same time, we can, because he's a great run blocker as well. So he could do both. And the good thing about him is he could be on the field, you know, and it could be a pass or a run. But with Anthony Ferguson, if he's out there on the field, The defense might be thinking, oh, it's going to be a pass. Then we see Jeff Swaim get out there. Might be more likely it's going to be a run. So that's kind of the thing we lost. The dual threat ability of Jonnu Smith. That's something we lost there with him. But if we can get Ferguson to work on his run block a little bit, I think he can improve. And we obviously know how good he's a great route runner, great catch. He can catch the ball. But that's the one thing he needs to work on is his run blocking. Titan outside linebackers working on spin moves here. I think that's Bud Dupree right there. He always wears that red sleeve. So I'm almost certain that was Bud Dupree we just saw there. Can't really tell from all the way back here. I think that was... Yeah, that's definitely Bud Dupree. That was the dude's name I can't pronounce that we signed from the Steelers. I think it's Ola. I'm just going to call him Ola because I don't know how to pronounce that name. Tom Brady to Antonio Brown here. I don't think we even saw anything about Antonio Brown. We saw a little tweet there. Mike Evans just went up and snatched one from Christian Fulton in one-on-ones. He got him on a double move. Des Fitzpatrick here. I think this is the same clip we saw earlier. Sorry for me sniffling. I just got a runny nose today. Yeah, that's the one we saw earlier. Christian Fulton and Antonio Brown just had words after the last rep. Brown walked up to Fulton. They went helmet to helmet. Then Brown threw a punch. They were quickly separated. Brown thought he was getting held on the rep. So that's probably what led up to it, I think. Mike Evans is cooking Caleb Farley on one-on-ones. Chris Godwin is eating two. Okay, so that was actually... Okay. That makes more sense. So... Yeah, that was Chris Jackson, not Christian Fulton there. So I was about... there's no way he threw two at the same because he got kicked out. So... Okay, we get it now. So it was correction. It was Chris Jackson, not Christian Fulton. We knew that already. Another fight. This one during special teams period, during special transition period. Couldn't tell who the Titans player, but Herb Miller was the Bucks player. They got into the scuffle. Tom Brady just hit Rob Gronkowski on a post for a long touchdown. Looked like a mix-up on coverage. Kevin Byard was a little late getting back there. Christian Fulton broke up a pass to AB on the next play. Brady just hit Mike Evans on a deep pass down the sideline. Evans beat Caleb Farley again. Byard was late getting over to help. Another special teams fight. This time it was KJ Britt and Nick Dunbar. Cam Batson just got into it with Devin White after running a running play during team period. Their teammates quickly surrounded them and helmets flew. Mike Vrabel ran over to pull some of the Titans away, and we get into the notes here. So let's check out the notes. Maybe some repeats here. We'll see. Got the best of the Titans defensive backs during one-on-one. Mike Evans was able to beat Caleb Farley on deep and intermediate routes. Chris Godwin was getting very busy as well. Antonio Brown, Chris Jackson got into it. We saw that already. Team period was tough for the Titans offense. At first, they couldn't run the ball. Tannehill connected on passes to Fitzpatrick, Mason Kinsey, as well as Chester Rogers. Brady, he just hit Gronk in the post. We saw that. Brady went deep to AB with Christian Fulton in coverage. Amani Hooker swooped in and almost picked it off. Didn't see or hear about any interceptions today. So going from having 4 yesterday to, I'm assuming, 0 today because I didn't hear anything about it. That's also another reason why definitely a much worse practice today than it was yesterday. Fred Brown is having a nice day, working mostly over the middle. Caught 3 passes during 7-on-7s. Brown shining one-on-ones, drawing praise from Mike Vrabel. Rare drop by Anthony Ferguson, who was wide open on the route and bounced off his hands. Tannehill was picked off by safety Mike Edwards. Speaking of interceptions, it was just the wrong team getting interceptions. Nick NWI was the target across the middle. Special teams fight. Couldn't tell the Titans. We saw that already. Another special teams fight. We already saw that. Cam Batson just got into it with Devin White and Carlton Davis after running. I think 24. It's 24 Carlton Davis. I think that is Carlton Davis. After running a play during team period, their teammates quickly surrounded them and helmets flew. Mike Vrabel ran over to pull some Titans away. Tannehill didn't have a lot of time to in the low red zone team period, but was 3 for 3. He had 2 dump offs to running backs and connected with Anthony Ferguson. 2-minute team period. Roberson got pressure from both sides. The first time he made Brady rush a screen that fell Incomplete. He had to pull up on the other one as he got close to Brady. Brady hit the running back for a big game. Titans kept him off out of the end zone that series. Okay, so that's pretty solid. Offense up. Todd, excuse me, is blitzing. Sent the nickel off the edge. Tannehill went to Westbrook-Akine, but it was dropped in NWI. Then he hit NWI across the middle, followed by a seam to Ferguson. Titans couldn't get in the end zone, though. Tannehill got picked off. Okay, so twice now by Levante David on a low red zone team period. He came back and hit NWI in the corner of the end zone. Then Chester Rogers in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. I'm going to double check, make sure that's everything again. Links will be down below if you want to watch any of these. Jeffrey Simmons on getting go one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but just against Ali Marpet and Ryan Jensen. Also chimed in on the first fights at practice today. If you want to listen in on that, I do recommend you guys clicking down below because it was pretty interesting. Saffold says today was like a heavyweight about I guess that's supposed to be a heavyweight bout especially. I'm confused. Says today was a heavyweight bout especially. I'm very confused. In the trenches, appreciated getting to get higher, more intense reps since he's not going to play in preseason games. That's what he feels. That's what he feels is the plus about joint practices. I think I lost brain cells trying to read that. Roger Saffold said he lost 10 pounds. We already saw that. And about 7 today. Said it's mostly water weight. Told us he drank 6 Gatorade. So, yeah, we just saw that on Jim White's Twitter. Mike Vrabel says practice sucked. We saw that already. Vrabel said Vrabel wouldn't say whether or not it was a maintenance day for A.J. Brown. Said he's just not available. Brown hasn't practiced at all versus the Bucs. And I think that's everything. We do have another play here. So this is Carlton Mitchell. So it's not Carlton Davis, Carlton Mitchell. Okay. It's Carlton Davis, guys. So I was Carlton Davis, mistype here. But Carlton Mitchell. I was about to say, there's no Carlton Mitchell out there. Here's another rep from Fred Brown. Adjusting to the ball. We saw that one already. Fred Brown again. Good old Carlton Mitchell in coverage. Oh, that was a nice little move. He's not even in the picture. Fred Brown. Just Carlton Davis. He just disappears. He's gone. He's gone. He ain't nowhere to be seen. You saw a shadow right there at the very end. That's it. And that's gonna do it. So yeah. That being said, any more notes I have? I just have 5 scuffles broke out today. And we kind of touched on every single one of them. So yeah, a lot went on today. But with that being said, that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Until next time, I'll see y'all.